Busy with her tech startup, Ashley rarely saw her parents. But one night, a chance stop at a restaurant led to a shocking and painful revelation. Her mother, Amanda, pretended not to recognize her. What could have led his mother to such a painful act? Rain fell gently over the city, creating a rhythmic melody on the windows of Ashley's apartment. She sat at her work desk, surrounded by monitors and piles of documents, lost amidst codes and deadlines. Her phone vibrated, pulling her out of her state of concentration. It was a reminder for a break that she had scheduled but rarely adhered to. This time, however, something inside her begged for a moment of respite. Ashley, a 26-year-old tech entrepreneur, had been living in a constant whirlwind since launching her startup. The pressure was immense, and the days blended into an endless sequence of meetings and sleepless nights. Her parents lived in the same city, but their encounters were rare. She realized she hadn't seen her mother, Amanda, for nearly 6 months. Determined to break the routine, she grabbed her jacket and decided to go out for a quick dinner. A small burger joint downtown seemed like the perfect refuge for a rainy night. Upon entering, the cozy atmosphere enveloped her. The smell of fresh burgers and the lively chatter of customers provided a comforting contrast to the solitude of her apartment. As she waited in line, her eyes wandered around the restaurant. Suddenly, she saw a woman at a table in the corner. There was something familiar about that elegant figure, dressed with a care that Ashley hadn't seen in a long time. Her heart skipped a beat when she recognized Amanda, her mother. The joy of seeing her, however, soon turned into confusion. Beside Amanda was a man Ashley had never seen before. Approaching the table, her heart pounded. Before she could say anything, she noticed the panicked expression on her mother's face. Amanda quickly looked away, pretending not to recognize her own daughter. Feeling a knot in her stomach, Ashley forced herself to keep a light tone. "Hi, Mom. What are you doing here?" she asked, trying to hide her apprehension. Amanda raised her eyes, empty of any recognizable emotion. "I'm sorry. You must be mistaking me for someone else. I've never seen you in my life." Ashley froze, unable to comprehend what was happening. Before she could react, Amanda continued, "We're in the middle of an important conversation. Please leave us." Leaving quickly, Ashley felt her heart break and her mind fill with questions. Arriving home, confusion and pain turned into silent tears. It was then that her phone rang. Amanda's trembling voice on the other end of the line revealed a truth Ashley never expected to hear. "Mom, what's going on?" she asked, her voice laden with hurt. "Ashley, I'm so sorry. There's something I never found the right moment to tell you. We're getting a divorce." The revelation hit her like a bucket of cold water. The word divorce echoed in her mind, bringing a new wave of pain and confusion. Amanda explained that she didn't want to burden her daughter with more worries, especially considering the stress of her startup. "I was with Mark, a friend. Your father and I separated months ago, and I didn't want to worry you. I wasn't unfaithful, but I didn't know how to tell you. I'm so sorry for everything." In the ensuing silence, Ashley felt the need for answers. Her mother suggested brunch over the weekend, where the three of them could talk. When Saturday arrived, Ashley met with her parents. Together, they tried to explain the new family dynamics and promised that, despite everything, their love for her remained unwavering. With tears in her eyes, Ashley knew that, although painful, this was just the beginning of a new chapter, a new journey to rebuild family bonds and find her way amidst the chaos. The soft clinking of cutlery against plates filled the air as Ashley, her parents, and Mark sat around the brunch table. The atmosphere, usually cozy and comfortable, felt laden with tension and unspoken emotions. Ashley observed every detail, trying to grasp the new reality unfolding before her. Amanda, visibly nervous, was the first to break the silence. "Ashley, I know this is a shock for you, but we want you to understand that this wasn't an easy decision." Mark, sitting next to Amanda, looked uncomfortable. He was a gentle-looking man, but his presence only heightened the sense of disconnection Ashley felt. She turned to her father, who was sitting on the other side of the table, with a sad and resigned expression. "Dad, how did this happen?" Why didn't you tell me earlier? Ashley asked, trying to control the anger and pain in her voice. Her father, John, sighed deeply. Ashley, your mother and I have had problems for years. We try to work things out, but sometimes things just don't work. We decided to separate for the good of both of us. Amanda intervened. We didn't want to burden you, especially with everything you're going through with your startup. But now I see that hiding it was a mistake. Ashley felt a mix of emotions. Part of her wanted to understand and forgive, but another part was furious for being left out. And Mark? Where does he fit into this story? She cast a direct look at the man, who seemed even more uncomfortable. Mark cleared his throat. Ashley, I'm not here to replace your father. Amanda and I met after she and John decided to separate. I just want you to know that I'm here to support you too. Mark's words were sincere, but Ashley felt she needed more time to process everything. I understand that you have your reasons, but it's still hard to accept. I need time. Amanda took Ashley's hand. We're here for you, honey. We want you to know that we're still a family, even if in a different way. Ashley took a deep breath, feeling the pain and confusion slowly transform into cautious acceptance. Okay, let's try to move forward together. As they continued the brunch, talking and sharing stories, Ashley realized that despite the pain, there was a chance to rebuild family ties. It would be a difficult journey, but she was determined to find a path to the new normal. The weeks following the brunch were an emotional roller coaster for Ashley. Between the demands of her startup and the new family dynamics, she felt stretched to the limit. However, she decided to make a conscious effort to reconnect with her parents, even if it meant dealing with Mark. One night, while reviewing reports in her apartment, Ashley received a message from her mother. Dinner at our place tomorrow? John and I want to talk more. Hesitating for a moment, she finally replied, Sure, I'll be there. The next day, she arrived at the house where she grew up, feeling a mix of nostalgia and nervousness. Amanda greeted her with a tight hug, and John was in the kitchen, preparing dinner. Mark's presence still lingered uncomfortably in Ashley's mind, but she was determined to keep an open mind. They sat at the table, and after some trivial conversations, Amanda began to speak. Ashley, we know this hasn't been easy for you, and we appreciate your patience and understanding. We want you to know that we're here for you, always. John nodded, and we want to share something that might help you understand the situation better. He went to the living room and returned with a box of photos and letters. These are memories from the past few years when we were trying to work things out. We thought it might help you see what we went through. Ashley flipped through the photos, seeing happy moments and also letters filled with confessions and attempts at reconciliation. It was painful, but also enlightening. She realized her parents had genuinely tried, and the separation wasn't a hasty decision. As she explored the memories, Mark entered the room, bringing desserts. He seemed hesitant, but determined to be part of the conversation. Ashley, I know I'm an intruder in this situation, but I want you to know that I'm here to support your mother and, if you allow, I want to support you too. Ashley looked at him, seeing sincerity in his eyes. I appreciate it, Mark. It's going to take time, but I'm willing to try. The evening continued with lighter conversations, timid laughter, and a sense of relief. Ashley knew the road ahead would be long, but that dinner was an important step in the right direction. There was hope that, with time and effort, they could adjust to this new reality together. Months passed, and Ashley struggled to balance her professional and personal life. Meetings with investors and new product launches were intense, but she forced herself to set aside time for her family. The relationship with her parents was gradually improving, and she was even beginning to accept Mark's presence. One Friday night, Ashley decided to do something different. She called her mother and suggested dinner at her apartment. Mom, I want to cook for you, Dad, and Mark. We can take the opportunity to talk more. Amanda accepted enthusiastically. On the scheduled night, Ashley felt anxious but determined to make the occasion special. She prepared a homemade meal with care, something she hadn't done in years due to her hectic routine. When her parents and Mark arrived, they were greeted with the aroma of home-cooked food and a beautifully set table. Wow, Ashley, this looks amazing, Amanda exclaimed, hugging her daughter. John smiled, visibly proud. I'm impressed. I didn't know you still had time to cook. Mark, for his part, brought a bottle of wine. I hope this complements the meal. As they ate, the conversation flowed more naturally than ever. They laughed, shared old and new stories, and for the first time in a long while, Ashley felt there was hope for a fresh start. After dinner, while everyone was sitting in the living room, John looked at Ashley with a serious but loving gaze. Daughter, I want to tell you that we are very proud of you. We know the transition hasn't been easy, but you are handling everything admirably. Amanda nodded. I agree. And I also wanted to say that I'm happy you are trying to adjust to Mark. He really cares about you. Mark, visibly emotional, added, Ashley, I know I can never replace your father, and I don't want to. I just want to be a support for you and your mother. Ashley took a deep breath, feeling the weight of acceptance and forgiveness. I appreciate that, Mark. Really. I think we are all learning to navigate these changes. The night ended with hugs and promises of more gatherings like this. As she closed the door after her guests left, Ashley felt a mix of relief and satisfaction. She knew there was still a long road ahead, but that dinner was a sign that they were all on the right path to a new and stronger family dynamic. As time passed, Ashley's routine began to stabilize. Her relationship with her parents and Mark improved with each meeting. Ashley felt that acceptance and forgiveness were slowly replacing the initial pain and confusion. However, there were still moments when she felt lost and needed an escape. One afternoon, after a particularly stressful meeting, Ashley decided to revisit a special place from her childhood, the park she used to go to with her parents on weekends. Sitting on a bench, watching children play and leaves fall from the trees, she felt nostalgic but also grateful for the progress she had made. Suddenly, her phone rang. It was her mother. Hi, dear. I'm at the park near your old school. Want to meet me for a coffee? Surprised by the coincidence, Ashley smiled. I'm here too, Mom. Shall we meet at the cafe by the lake? A short time later, Amanda appeared, looking more relaxed than Ashley had seen her in months. They sat down and ordered their drinks, enjoying the tranquil setting. The conversation started light, but soon deepened. Ashley, I've been thinking a lot about everything that happened, Amanda began. And I want to thank you for being so open and willing to try. I know it hasn't been easy. Ashley held her mother's hand. I've thought a lot too, Mom. And I realized that despite the pain, we are stronger than we imagined. We're rebuilding our family, and that's what matters. Amanda smiled, her eyes shining. I agree. And I want you to know that Mark is trying too. He really cares about you and wants to be part of this new phase. Ashley nodded. I know, and I'm trying to get to know him better. I think, with time, things will fall into place. As they walked through the park after their coffee, talking about everything and nothing, Ashley felt a sense of peace. For the first time in a long time, she allowed herself to believe that everything would be okay. That night, when she got home, Ashley decided to do something symbolic. She took an old photo album and began to create new pages with recent moments. Photos of family gatherings, the dinner she cooked for her parents and Mark, and even the coffee in the park. Each photo represented a step towards healing and strengthening family bonds. She knew the road would still be full of challenges, but she was ready to face them, one day at a time. And with each new step, she felt closer to finding a new balance and a new definition of family. Ashley was beginning to find a rhythm in her life again. The startup was thriving, and her relationship with her family seemed to be strengthening. However, the balance was still fragile, and the arrival of a new challenge was about to test everything she had built. One morning, while reviewing emails in her office, Ashley received an urgent message from one of her company's main investors. There would be an unexpected meeting that afternoon to discuss the future of the startup. Feeling her stomach churn, she knew something serious was coming. The meeting was tense. The investors expressed concerns about the direction of the company and demanded a series of drastic changes. Ashley, always the confident leader, felt attacked and challenged. After hours of negotiations, she left the office exhausted and worried about the future of her dream. When she got home, she found a voicemail from Mark. Hi, Ashley. I know you're busy, but I'd like to talk. Something important happened, and I wanted to share it with you. Curious and somewhat apprehensive, Ashley called him back. Hi, Mark, what happened? Mark's voice was calm but serious. My mother is sick, Ashley. She was diagnosed with a severe illness, and I'll need to spend more time with her. I want you to know that I'm still here for your mother and you, but it might be a tough period. Ashley felt a wave of empathy for Mark. I'm so sorry, Mark. If you need anything, I'm here to help. We'll get through this together. In the following days, the pressure at work increased. Tight deadlines and investors' expectations seemed overwhelming. However, Mark's situation brought a new perspective to Ashley. She began to realize that just as her family was adjusting to changes, she also needed to learn to adapt and be resilient at work. One night, after another exhausting day, Ashley decided to take a break and visit Mark's mother in the hospital. She wanted to offer her support and show Mark that he was not alone. When she arrived, she found Amanda and John already there, talking gently with the kind woman. Mark saw her and smiled. Thank you for coming, Ashley. It means a lot to me and my mother. Ashley held Mark's hand, and together, they faced yet another challenge. She realized that the strength of a family did not come from the absence of problems, but from the ability to face them united. Each challenge that arose was an opportunity to strengthen bonds and rediscover the true meaning of being together. And so, amid difficulties, Ashley found a new source of strength and determination, both for her personal life and her career. She was ready to face whatever came, knowing she was not alone on this journey. The weeks that followed were a constant test for Ashley. The office buzzed with the pressure to please investors, while her personal life demanded an emotional resilience she never imagined she would need. However, these trials also revealed an inner strength she didn't know she possessed. One morning, after a long night of work, Ashley decided to visit Mark's mother in the hospital again. She knew her presence meant a lot to Mark, and it was a way to return the support he offered her mother. When she arrived at the hospital, she found Mark in the waiting room, exhausted but determined. Hi, Mark, she said softly. How's your mother today? Mark smiled, tired but grateful. She's stable. Each day is a struggle, but she's facing it with courage. Thank you for coming, Ashley. Your presence makes a big difference. As they waited for updates, Ashley and Mark talked about everything: work, family, fears, and hopes. This sincere exchange strengthened the bond between them. Mark revealed stories from his childhood, and Ashley shared her own memories, creating a space of mutual support. In one of these encounters, Amanda appeared with a worried expression that quickly softened upon seeing Ashley and Mark together. Hi, you two. How are you? Ashley smiled, though tired. We're here, Mom, trying to support each other. Amanda joined them, bringing coffee and cookies. I know these times are tough, but I'm proud of how we are all facing this together. In the following days, work continued to be challenging, but Ashley felt a new determination. She began to delegate more responsibilities to her team, trusting her colleagues and allowing herself to focus on what truly mattered. This change did not go unnoticed by the investors, who began to see the potential in Ashley's collaborative leadership. One night, after a long stint at the hospital, Ashley received a voicemail from her father. Hi, dear. I know you're busy, but I wanted to remind you that I'm always here for you. Let's have dinner together soon? Ashley smiled, feeling grateful for her family's constant support. She quickly responded, arranging a dinner for the weekend. As she looked out the hospital window, watching the city lights, Ashley realized that despite all the difficulties, she was becoming a stronger and more empathetic person. The trials she faced not only tested her limits, but also revealed her true strengths. And so, with each challenge overcome, Ashley continued to build a life rich in resilience, love, and deep connections, ready to face whatever came her way, with her family by her side. Dinner with her father was a breath of relief in Ashley's hectic life. They chose a cozy restaurant downtown, a place filled with fond childhood memories. Sitting at the table, John began talking about the times he used to take Ashley for ice cream after school. Those were simpler days, John said with a nostalgic smile. I miss those moments. Ashley smiled, feeling a pang of nostalgia. I miss them too, Dad. Sometimes I wonder how I let life get so complicated. John looked at her seriously. You're doing amazing things, Ashley, but never forget what truly matters. Your achievements are impressive, but your happiness is what I care about most." These words stayed with Ashley in the days that followed. She began to reflect more deeply on her priorities. Work was crucial, but at what cost? Determined to find a better balance, Ashley made adjustments to her routine. She started delegating more responsibilities, trusting her team, and allowing herself more time to live. One weekend, Ashley invited her parents and Mark for a picnic in the park, the same one where she and Amanda had met earlier. She was determined to create more moments of connection and joy. The day of the picnic arrived with clear skies and radiant sunshine. They brought baskets of food, blankets, and laughter. Sitting on the grass, they chatted and played like old times. John and Amanda were more relaxed, and Mark was increasingly integrated into the family. Amidst the laughter and conversations, Ashley felt a warmth in her chest, a sense of fullness she hadn't experienced in a long time. "I needed this," she admitted, looking at the smiling faces around her. "I needed to remember what it's like to live, not just work." Amanda held her daughter's hand. "We're all rediscovering that together, dear." As the hours passed and the sun's light turned golden, Ashley realized that, although life was full of challenges, there were also precious moments that made every effort worthwhile. That night, as she returned home, Ashley reflected on the path she was on. She realized she was in the midst of a transformation. By redefining her priorities, she was learning to live more fully and authentically. Determined to continue on this path, Ashley knew there was still much to face. But with her family by her side and a new perspective on life, she was ready for any challenge the future held. The more balanced rhythm Ashley had found brought a new peace to her life. But, as in all journeys, new challenges were lurking. One afternoon, while working in the office, she received a call from her father. His voice was tense, almost trembling. "Ashley, we need to talk. Can you meet me at the cafe near your startup?" Feeling a chill down her spine, Ashley agreed and left immediately. When she arrived, she saw her father sitting at a corner table, pensively looking at the cup of coffee in front of him. She sat down next to him, trying to hide her concern. "Dad, what's going on?" John sighed deeply before starting. "Ashley, I try to keep this to myself, but I think you have the right to know. Your mother is facing serious financial problems. Her company is on the brink of bankruptcy." Ashley was shocked. "What? How did this happen?" She didn't want to worry you, especially with everything you are dealing with. "But the situation is critical. Amanda needs help, and fast." Feeling the urgency, Ashley decided to act. After talking with her father, she sought out Amanda. She found her at home, looking tired and worried. "Mom, what's going on? Why didn't you tell me about the problems at the company?" Amanda tried to hold back tears. "I didn't want to burden you, Ashley. You already have so much on your plate." Ashley held her mother's hands. "We are a family, Mom. We go through everything together. I will help save your company." With renewed determination, Ashley dove into Amanda's company's problems. She used her expertise in business and technology to identify solutions. She gathered a team of specialists and began implementing strategic changes. Meanwhile, Mark became a pillar of support, helping emotionally and contributing with his skills. Together, they faced each obstacle, turning challenges into opportunities. In the moments of greatest tension, Ashley remembered the picnics and conversations in the park. Those moments of unity and joy pushed her to keep fighting. After weeks of hard work, the efforts began to show results. Amanda's company was slowly but steadily recovering. One night, while celebrating a small victory with the team, Amanda looked at Ashley with pride. "You saved my company and our family, Ashley. I couldn't be more proud of you." Ashley smiled, feeling stronger and more connected than ever. She knew the journey was not over yet, but she was ready to face anything. After all, she had her family by her side, and that was all that mattered. Time passed, and Amanda's company finally stabilized. The recovery was slow but steady, thanks to Ashley's tireless efforts and the support of everyone around her. With the situation under control, Ashley could refocus on her own startup, which was also flourishing with the new strategies implemented. One morning, Amanda invited Ashley for a stroll in the park, the same place where so many important moments had unfolded. The trees were lush with green leaves, and the air carried the fresh scent of spring. "Ashley, I want to thank you for everything, Amanda began as they walked through the park. Without you, I don't know where we would be right now. Ashley smiled. Mom, it was a team effort. I've learned so much during this time. The biggest lesson being that, no matter how busy we are, we need to prioritize those we love. Amanda nodded. And I've learned too. I promise I'll never hide something so important from you again. As they walked, Ashley spotted Mark sitting on a bench, waving at them. He looked more relaxed, a sign that things were improving for him and his mother too. Ashley and Amanda approached, and Mark stood to embrace Ashley. I've been thinking, Mark said, excitement in his eyes. How about a family trip? I think we all deserve some time to relax and enjoy life together. The idea was met with enthusiasm. In the days that followed, they planned a trip to a peaceful destination where they could create new memories and further strengthen family bonds. The trip was everything they needed. Laughter, adventures, and moments of reflection filled their days. Each challenge they overcame now seemed a testament to the family's strength and resilience. On the last day of the trip, at sunset, they sat on a hill, gazing at the horizon. John, Amanda, Mark, and Ashley together, feeling the peace and happiness they had achieved. Ashley looked around, seeing in the faces of her loved ones the same gratitude and love she felt. I couldn't ask for more, she thought. We're together, and that's what matters. With a future full of promise and new challenges, Ashley knew that with her family by her side, they could face anything. As the sun set, painting the sky with vibrant colors, she felt a surge of hope and joy. They were ready for anything, having learned the true value of love and unity. Tell us what you think about this story and share it with your friends. It can inspire them and brighten their day. See you in the next exciting story.